Like dirt, y'all at the beach, sand on your feet, claim you came from dirt, but I'm still putting in work. Yeah, I'm still putting in work. End of the time.
Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports with Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Brent Barry. This is Brian Anderson. We'll be hearing from Allie LaForce from the sideline. 10 games left this year. Let's see what the playoff race looks like in the East. You take a look at Toronto. They're in the pole position right now for the top seed in the conference. And, of course, the Wizards not posing much of a threat right now. So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. There it is, the 3. Barnes will play the 4. Davion Mitchell is out there with Grady Dick. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. And for the Wizards, we've got Kyle Kuzma. He's out there with Sarr. Jordan Poole out there with Barnes. And it's Carrington in at the 2 spot. Well, Brent, tonight we got a great front court matchup.
Yeah, this is a game, BA, I think that has been circled on the calendar. These guys are competitive, but there are positional rivalries that do exist. And the only way you can measure up is standing across from your opponent. We've got that here tonight. Who's going to get the best of who?
Sarr misses. Outside Barnes. On the wing, Grady Dick takes the 3. Counted from distance.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
Poole against Mitchell. There's the screen by Kuzma. Poole from long range. Rebound by the Raptors. Outside Barrett. Back to Pirtle. Pass to Mitchell. This one for 3. And the Raptors, another 3.
Now, Pirtle, as a big, such an unselfish player, always willing to make the extra pass.
And here's Washington. 6-point game. The last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Big loss in their last meeting with this team. Couldn't get anything to fall in that one.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Grant, Kyle Kuzma is an instinctual scorer who gets it done in a variety of ways.
He's especially skilled inside the painted area, but he's a capable shooter from mid-range and beyond the arc. Plus, he's someone you can rely on in the clutch. And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Pass to Sarr. Here's Carrington, guarded by Dick. To the inside. Here's Sarr. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Every time I watch Sarr, I'm just amazed at how light off the floor he is.
Outside Barrett. On the wing, Mitchell. The 3 ball. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Here's Poole. 14 points for him last game against New York. Kuzma outside. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2. Pass to Barrett. Outside Mitchell. Fires the 3. And there's Barrett on the assist by Mitchell. Barrett's got 6.
And excellent perimeter offense so far. Their shooters are clearly in a great rhythm.
Now a timeout called by Washington. Well, Brent, since 1980, the Wizards have had home court advantage in the playoffs just one time.
BA, do you want to have anything that you want to share that's positive about the Wizards? I mean, this team has not made it out of the second round in that span, so hard to envision that happening anytime soon. We've got a long way to go.
Washington making a change here. Koulibaly's checked in. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Jordan Poole.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
Pass to Carrington. Back to Kuzma. From downtown, gets the 3 to fall.
And Kuzma spacing the floor nicely, patiently waiting and knocking down the 3.
And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Toronto. 10-point lead. Dick. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. Dick's got 6 points.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Outside Koulibaly. Barrett against Kuzma. High arcing shot. Good. Kuzma's got his second basket of the game.
I think the defense was trying to outthink Kyle. Kuzma thought he would be inside instead. He hits him with the floater.
Dick gets the bucket.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Wizards trail by 14. Poole outside. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Dick. For Toronto, they've gone a perfect 7 for 7. From deep, Mitchell gets the 3-ball to go. Mitchell's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
It's Poole on the wing from behind the arc. Barnes with the rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
41 seconds left in the first quarter. Dick gets the bucket.
You can't help but look toward their defense. And they're totally lost.
The Wizards have gone only 3 for 9 from the floor. Here's Carrington. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Here's Koulibaly. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
There are only 2 players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Outside Mitchell. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. To the paint. Here's Dick. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Barnes has got his 3rd assist of the night.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Kuzma outside. Shoots over Barnes. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Toronto Raptors sitting on a comfortable 21-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've had incredible success defensively, taking away good looks and pressuring shooters. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Raptors?
Well, hey, guys, I mean, can we talk about how unselfish they've been? Just racking up the assist numbers, moving it around with great precision.
Well, I like that they've also emphasized the 3-point line. That's a big difference maker.
Toronto leading by 21. You know, in game 2 of a back-to-back, just how drained are you from yesterday as a player?
You know, BA, proper rest and stretching can help a lot. But you're not going to be your usual self at the start of game time. Believe that.
So for Toronto right now, they've got Bruce Brown. Barnes is out there with Kelly Olynyk. And it's Abaji in at the 3 slot. Brogdon with a bucket.
Good shooter from behind the arc. Selective when he does it. Love how Brogdon lets that one fly.
Pass to Shed. Fires for 3. And the Raptors, another 3.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
And Washington has possession. Outside Brogdon. Bagley up top. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
Well, at 6'11" and that active, Bagley, that's easy stuff.
Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from the arc here in the second. Here's Agbaji. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Agbaji's got his first 3 points of the game.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. He's checked in for Barnes. And while we have a moment, a look at the league leaders in fast break points over the last 10 games. Toronto, #1.
Over the last few weeks, they've been high flying, getting up and down the court with conviction.
Pass to Coulibaly. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Wednesday, they'll take on Ben Simmons and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Friday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
The road is never the highlight of your schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
The first one falls.
And the veteran leadership Brogdon offers is tremendous. It's clear his younger teammates listen to what he has to say.
And so he makes both from the line. The importance of getting your second NBA contract is something players often cite. Brent, did you feel that way?
No doubt about it, BA. I mean, it's a stamp of approval that you belong at this level. Of course, it gives you a lot of security for what you want to do for your family and for yourself. But man, that's acknowledgement that all that hard work has paid off.
Now here's Coulibaly. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. And Brogdon with the stuff.
How about Brogdon showing a little bit of the bunnies there?
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Pirtle. Now here's Mitchell, guarded by Brogdon. Now Brown lets it go from deep. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Barnes has got 4 assists in the game.
Well, Scotty Barnes, such an excellent passing wing.
Brogdon against Mitchell. Here's Holmes. Oh, he tries a 3. Rebound by Olynyk. Here's Pirtle. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Smart to get Pirtle inside with the ball. The big man, so easy to get it at close range.
And so it's Brogdon who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Pass to Holmes. And here's Bagley. Back to Coulibaly.
2 minutes.
Bay outside.
Second quarter.
6 to shoot. No good on the 3.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Washington has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
The NBA wants to ensure that every team has a shot. Commissioner Adam Silver said, we want parity of opportunity. People aren't interested in seeing teams buy championships, and we've made progress. In the long term, we're better off with more competitive fairness among all of the teams.
That's true. It keeps everything interesting. Thanks, Allie. And that one falls for Bey.
Utility guys like Sadiq Bey can be very valuable assets. He really makes the effort to give you a little bit of everything out there and try to make a difference.
Barrett's checked in for Toronto. Dick comes in for Brown. Hits both from the stripe.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
Here's Barrett. He played a great game against San Antonio. Outside Mitchell. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's the 3. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Now here's Poole. No points yet. And again, Washington, no good. It's Barrett on the wing. And the Raptors, another 3.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Bey outside. Poole outside. Lots of room. It's rebounded by Dick.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
And they're going to have to pay more attention to him on the perimeter. He's hit 4 3-pointers already today.
Right wing to end the run. Shot's good by Carrington. Carrington's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
They've got some ground to make up, and shooting the 3-ball more consistently like they are now should help them do it.
And that one's good, Olynyk.
Well, Olynyk very capable from out there. We'll see how the defense reacts now.
Now here's Kuzma. Poole for 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Raptors running away with this one, and we'll return shortly.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the Toronto Raptors.
Well, we all saw it. They've blown this game wide open with the 3-point shot. The defense is scrambling, but look, this is where they felt they could get their points.
Yeah, teaching floor spacing 101. We'll see what class is like coming out of intermission. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
And for that game against the 76ers, I know they're technically underdogs, but they don't think that. They think they're coming out with a W, man.
A positive group with a lot of confidence. And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. That'll be a 5-second call. And now it's time to take a look to see which point guards have been on fire shooting the ball since the All-Star break. Davion Mitchell is second.
There are just some fantastic shooters on that list. You love point guards who have great touch as well as the patience to wait for good looks.
Well, it's about taking smart shots and playing with great control. And that smart shot selection coupled with tremendous pure shooting, that's got them on the top of the list.
Poole for three. Rebound Toronto. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound in this one. We've got Sarr. Barnes is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Jordan Poole. And it's Carrington in at the shooting guard. That's the group connects again from distance.
Well, we expect him to come in firing. It's just another three-point barrage.
What a phenomenal run it's been for him. Nearing 5th on the list for most triples in a year. Pass to Carrington. There's a screen. And there's the drive. Oh, rejected by Pirtle.
Pirtle, a very skilled defender, using that size and length to send that one back.
Now here's Barrett. Puts up a 3. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Mitchell's got 4 assists now tonight.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Kuzma for 3. Washington again can't hit.
They've been unable to hit anything this half. 3 attempts and 3 misses.
The 3, Barrett. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
And that's a foul called on Jakob Pirtle. That's foul number 2 for him. Just over 1.5 minutes have passed in the third quarter. The 3 from Barnes.
Might be time for the coaching staff to bust out a play for him to get going. 0 for 4 to start the half.
Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
Outside Barnes, a shot to stop the run, hits a 3-pointer. Barnes has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Barnes keeps competing out there. When you sink a 3 on him, he's going to come back and try to make you pay.
Oh, got that one up quick.
And right now, that's 5 buckets in a row. Looking like a well-oiled machine coming out of the break.
Poole for 3. Rebound Toronto.
Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
Pass to Dick. The 3. And again, Toronto with a triple.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
And so it's Poole who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Here's Sarr, covered by Pirtle.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 2 minutes.
Here's Sarr. And right now, he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Barnes, no good. For Toronto, they've gotten all 6 of their shots to fall. Talk about a perfect start to the half. Pass to Barrett. Right side Barnes. Back to Barrett. Lets the 3 fly. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Barnes has got assist number 8 here already in the game. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. And you know, Brent, Scotty Barnes does so much for this team. That includes creating for others.
Yeah, I think that's probably the #1 attribute. He's got the length and size to be a defender that can guard 2 through 4, BA, but Scotty's a problem because he can create opportunities and advantage on the offensive end.
The 3 from Barnes. And the Raptors, another 3.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Here's Dick. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Guys, he can't miss. I swear, he was trying to miss that. He did not miss. That means he can't miss.
Pass to Carrington to get back on track. Drains the triple. Carrington's got 6.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance. I mean, this guy is unreal. What a show.
30 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Poole outside. Over Mitchell. Barnes with the rebound.
A bit shocking that he has not registered one made field goal in the quarter, guys.
Pass to Mitchell. Now Grady Dick. From the arc. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Fires the 3. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Toronto. Way out of reach with an enormous lead as we head into a break. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back after this word. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So for Toronto right now, Kelly Olynyk is out there with Chris Boucher. Then it's Walter, then it's Bruce Brown, and it's Abaji in at the small forward position. Brogdon with a bucket.
You got to be leery of Brogdon. He takes good shots most of the time and knows when to let it rip.
Boucher outside to the left wing. Walter from outside. Buries it from 3. Walters has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And for the Wizards, they're shooting around 33%. Not the best offensive efficiency. Outside Brogdon. 14 feet away. And he gets it to go off the front iron.
A good job there. Brogdon doesn't need much room. Has it there from the mid-range and knocks it down.
Olynyk for 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
And let's face it, when you're down this many points, you simply can't let him get that good of a look.
Teachable moment there. Lapses like this are backbreakers.
Out to Bagley. Beyond the arc. Rebound Toronto. So many players in the league have their own podcast. Would you have had one during your career, Brent?
I think so, B.A. I think it would have been a lot of fun. I mean, how cool is it to connect to your favorite players or hear stories from guys as the season is going along, than to have these guys available in your earbuds all day, every day.
Here's Brogdon. And Brogdon with the stuff.
Brogdon's got a nice all-around game, and you don't want him to get going. He'll add to the point total with this kind of rhythm.
Brown passes to Boucher. Back to Brown. To the right side. Walter from outside. And the Raptors, another 3.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
Pass to Boucher. To the left side wing. The 3. And Walter gets it to go on the assist by Brown. Brown's got assist number 5 here tonight. The Wizards have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Brogdon feeling it out a bit from outside the arc. Again, Brogdon missing. Now the Raptors with it. They're on a 15-4 run. Pass to Brown. Here's Boucher. There's the triple. And a And Toronto with a triple.
I really don't think there's any way to slow them down. They have the defense scrambling out there.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Here's Brogdon. The Wizards with another miss.
Yikes, how did he miss that? I mean, he makes 9 out of 10 of those.
Walter from outside again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Bagley, a screen on Brown. Three-pointer is up from Brogdon. Abaji with a rebound.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Raptors.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And make no mistake, this has been a legendary year for them as they continue to rack up win after win. The confidence, enthusiasm, and carefree attitude they played with has now helped earn them their 72nd win this year. Just remarkable.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Grady Dick.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
Here's Walter. And the Raptors getting another bucket right there.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Jacks up a 3. Another miss by Brogdon.
I think if I was coaching these guys right now, especially him, I'd tell him, you take one more three-point shot, and we're going to have some conversations here side by side.
Brown, that's good.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
So it's the Raptors winning this one easily. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and our entire 2K Sports crew, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Grady Dick.